Hey everyone, hope you're doing good. Welcome back to my channel. Last night I just got back from a 2-week trip to California where I was helping my brother slash best friend with his little baby while his wife was on a work trip. And my plan was to do a pack with me video, but this date snuck up on me. Between pre-filming and editing videos before I left, I'm fully in the moving process over to Will's house. So I'm starting to ramp up, taking things over to his place and trying to spend as much time with him as I could, because while I've been in California for the past 2 weeks, Will is actually in Italy right now. Since we first started seeing each other, he's been telling me about this dream trip that he had of going to Europe and doing like a solo backpacking thing. He just got to Italy today and I'm so excited for him. He's been wanting to do this trip forever. So I'm still not going to see him for 3 weeks. I'm going to be using this time, do some things to make getting out of this apartment as seamless as possible. But one of the first things that I need to do before I launch into that is unpacking from my California trip. As I mentioned, I just got back last night and I'm so exhausted. But I told Will to call me as soon as he could when he got to Italy, so I know he made it there safe. So this trip, unlike my last trip to California back in March, this trip was mainly to hang out with my best friend and the baby at home. So I decided to bring my best comfortable auntie clothes since the baby just started crawling the second day I got there. So my usual daily uniform consists of a big graphic t-shirt that's really soft, like a comfort material. I wanted stuff that the baby would like bright colors. And one of the t-shirts that he was a big fan of are what I like to call my 90s field trip t-shirts. I love those like bright kind of artsy animal t-shirts. This is the ultimate in 90s field trip t-shirt. One of these babies. My favorite animal for years were dolphins, and so this was calling to me. John loved to scratch on the graphic and just touch it. It's so interesting as I'm going through my old clothes. I'm also listing stuff on Poshmark. I'm going to be having a ton of stuff added to that thing over the next few months that I'm trying to get rid of, including things that are new with tags. So I'm going to pop my little Poshmark up here in case you want to check it out to see if there's anything you might like. It's so crazy to see what my clothing journey is now because, as I mentioned, graphic t-shirts are my go-to. My button-ups, my blazers, kind of business casual clothes. Seeing how drastically my style has changed where it's all about comfort. Like, I don't want to see a button usually. It's very nostalgic. I actually think a lot of those clothes are very cute, but they just don't fit into my whole like comfort or nothing mindset now. A lot of these items are going to be going to Will's house and not into my room over there, because that won't be my room for much longer. One of the best things about staying with family when you're out of town, in addition to spending more time with them, is that you can just go ahead and do laundry. So whereas usually if I'm on vacation I have this biggie bag of dirty clothes to bring back, everything is all nice and clean already. This is one of the t-shirts that I wore constantly on the trip, my Santa Monica t-shirt, and I love Santa Monica. It's one of my favorite places. This is one of the softest t-shirts that I took with me. Various categories of graphic t-shirts that I have, including the field trip tops, the like I'm on vacation type of things like this. I also love a nice band tee, and I gravitate towards if I like the design versus the bands. I was hoping that no one would ask me about Def Leppard because I do not know anything about Def Leppard, but I always thought that the design is so cool. And this is another one that I kept throwing on the whole trip. Express is very low on the totem pole of where I get my graphic tees. I just don't like the designs and the fit of them, but I thought this one was very cute. It says, I will only watch one episode, and as someone who has to binge different shows like the whole night, this definitely spoke to me. It is super lightweight. Travel days especially, I try to be very functional and above all comfortable. So I just wore this Old Navy graphic t-shirt, just throw that on to go through TSA. This is one of my favorite t-shirts. It's what I like to call one of my comfort tees that I throw on because I like the way it feels against my skin. The material is super soft. It gives me that bagginess that I like, very breathable. This graphic t-shirt is from JCPenney's. It's Stranger Things, and I have gotten a lot of compliments on this one just from strangers being out and about. It's got this kind of acid wash design that I love for t-shirts. This is what I wore yesterday on the way back home. It's a Joy Division long sleeve graphic t-shirt, and I do actually like some Joy Division music. I love the Joy Division logo that you see on a ton of different tees. I have a few different ones with the same design, but they're in like tie-dye or different colors. And one of the sleeves has the set list from this album, and I feel like this was on clearance because there's an error somewhere. Love that oversized fit, perfect for a plane. I brought a pair of sneakers and sandals. Sandals make going through TSA so much easier. Just brought these, I don't even know what the style is or anything. I want to say these are like the Moonwalk Nikes or something like that. These are my current regular go on walk sneakers when I'm back home. This is a very cute item that I did not wear. The area of California where I was has those Delta breezes where it's super windy, and I was just gonna flash everyone if I wore this dress. It is so soft and flowy. I got this last year when I got my myomectomy surgery because I was looking for very flowy things that wouldn't be tight on my abdomen while I was healing. It was an oversized flowy dress. This is definitely going to stay with me at the old house because I'm sure that with summer just starting, I'm going to be wearing this a lot. I got a few pairs of these shorts from Express specifically for visits with my nephew in mind because they're pretty big. They're not super flattering, but they are comfortable. They've got pockets, so perfect if I need to store his binky or a bottle or something. And they were on clearance for a great price, really well made. Elastic black shorts, little cargo pockets on each side. And when the weather gets cooler, these are also really nice sleep shorts. American Eagle is usually my go-to for my leggings. In addition to graphic t-shirts, you'll usually find me in a pair of leggings. I love them to have pockets anytime, but especially when I'm traveling. After I get my stuff all bundled from TSA, I'm usually scrambling to just get out of there and get to my gate. So pockets are crucial if I want to put my phone in there, my ID, which I usually try to put it back in my wallet, but most of the time I just want to get away from that area. It's pure chaos, and I can get more settled after getting to the actual gate. I can't remember what they're called. I think they're like called the everyday favorite pocket legging or something like that. Pockets on each side of the leg. Yay, here it is. Okay, the everything pocket legging. These, I think they usually have season to season. I usually try to time it well and get them when they're on clearance or like on a deep sale. Usually the kind of more wacky colors and designs are the ones that go on clearance, but like the standard black, not very frequently. But I think I did luck out and get a few of these on clearance one year. This green color, which I am pretty sure was on clearance, and navy blue. I brought a couple of bras with me, but speaking of American Eagle, I love their bralettes. I am very busty, so it's very hard for me to find really supportive bralettes. But Aerie, the sister brand of American Eagle, is probably my favorite place to get bralettes. I have this one in a few different colors. It is a very thick material. It gives a decent amount of support, and I really like the design, and it gives me enough coverage to where I would maybe even wear it outside one of these days with like a cute pair of shorts or something. John has been very into his baby pool lately. Now whenever I'm out of town, I usually opt for one of my oldest comfort t-shirts that I've had since 1999. As expensive as they are, I love that when you go to a concert, usually if you're going to be getting any type of like t-shirts or merch, it's made to last. And I got this at the NSYNC World Tour when I was like 12 or 11, and it is still holding up so well. John was very interested in this shirt every time I wore it. So some of the guys you may notice, like Justin, they've got part of their face kind of gone because he was scratching at the graphic. I love this shirt. It is so worn in, so comfortable. It is just now getting a hole in it after over 20 years. It is just, oh no, it's not 1999. It's actually from 1998. But considering how long I've had it, this t-shirt is immaculate. Speaking of vintage clothing items, these are my middle school gym shorts. I have had these for a very long time. Probably a little bit longer than the NSYNC t-shirt even. The fact that these are even still holding on is amazing. But I did notice that there's a giant hole in the back. I don't know if this has just been there. I think I would have felt that. Like, that's a lot of breeze going on. So I might even get someone to fix these for me because they are so comfortable. Like when I wear these two, that NSYNC t-shirt plus this, I just feel like at home. I love this Ashley made pajama set so much, so I'm gonna try to rock with them for a few more years before they're just like in tatters basically. And of course I had to bring another pair of sleep shorts that I could alternate, so I brought my American Eagle men's boxer shorts with these cute little orcas on them. I love animals and nature, things like that, as you can tell from all the graphic t-shirts that I wear in my videos that have animals and stuff. Because they're men's, I order them a few sizes up because they're usually not cut for like a curvy body. And American Eagle has boxers with pockets in them, which is really cool. I brought my African net sponge. I have a few of these. This is like my like designated travel one now. I had never heard of African net sponges before TikTok, and I will never go back to a loofah. I find that they are a bit more abrasive, which is good for helping me to slough off more dead skin. But the best thing about them is that they're better for you than loofahs because they don't hold nearly as many microbes. They don't get dirty as easily. And I think you can even wash and reuse these. I brought a ton of band-aids because I usually get blisters from all the walking that I do on trips. For skincare, I brought one of my favorite toners. It is unfortunately discontinued. This is the Bask and Bloom Balancing Toner. It is so refreshing and lightweight. And if you guys have heard of Bask and Bloom, you may know them more for their hair products, but they used to have a skincare line as well. And I'm not really good at DIY, but I think I can even pull this off, try to make my own. The ingredients are fairly simple and things that I use and love. It's got aloe vera juice, rose water as the second ingredient, which I just did a full video on my channel about the 5 different ways I use rose water. Amazing for my hair and my skin. It's got green tea extract, oat straw extract, lavender extract, polysorbate, essential oil blend, and optifen, where we get into like the preservatives. Bask and Bloom knocked it out of the park. I love their toner, their cleanser, and their radiant facial creams. Almost done with the toner, and I'm going to be very sad when I do, but I'll be attempting to recreate it best I can with my little DIY. contact solution. As my body wash, I brought the Dr. Bronner's Lavender Pure Castile Soap. This gets your skin super clean. I'm just going to be keeping this container and refilling it for future trips. For deodorants, I cycle between two, favoring this one the most. This is the Sorenzo Beauty Baby Powder Deodorant. Sorenzo Beauty, one of my favorite hair care brands, and although this is aluminum free and it's baking soda free, it does a really decent job at odor protection, and I am almost completely done with it. You get a ton of product. I've had this for so long, and I'm just now coming to the end of it. Just that like little bit of sliver of product on here, and it smells just like baby powder. It's so comforting, very nostalgic. I would try this as well as other versions as well. I do have a coupon code if you want to check out this deodorant, as well as the tons of other awesome things that Sorenzo Beauty has. So I'll make sure to put that right up here somewhere. And I love this so much that the packaging is pretty much completely gone. This is the Native Peach Cupcake. It's from their limited edition Baked by Melissa collaboration, and it smells just like a juicy peach. So my armpits basically smell like a bakery whenever I use this. But the only thing about it is that the deodorant has a few essential oils in it. The air hitting the product, you can kind of see the essential oil starting to react right here. It smells amazing, but if I'm wearing like a light colored t-shirt, those essential oils can kind of give like a little bit of a staining effect, which I don't like. So I tend to only use this now if I'm wearing like a dark t-shirt, like something like this. But as far as odor control, I would have to give it to the Sorenzo Beauty. I mentioned in my last video when I came home from California, my post-travel self-care day, that my skin does not like the water in California at all. Whenever I visit, I come back home with drier, more dull skin, and my usual products just don't work the same out there because the water is so much harder than what I'm used to. After my shower back home last night, my skin immediately felt and looked so much better. Since I'm moving, I have been trying to use up some things that I'm not really jazzed about, and stuff like this as travel size, it's a perfect way for me to use them up a bit quicker. This is the Clarisonic Refreshing Gel Cleanser. It is nothing to write home about. It's okay, but I don't even know if they make the Clarisonic skincare anymore. Since Clarisonic is nowhere near as big as it used to be, it did the job. It got off my moisturizer and kind of washed the day away. For my moisturizer, I have been using the Laneige Water Sleeping Mask as well as the Laneige Water Bank Moisture Cream, and I feel like they should switch the names of these. Like when I think moisture cream, this is the one that I think about. The texture is very lightweight. You can feel the moisture in there. It kind of reminds me of that Neutrogena Hydro Boost gel a little bit, but I ended up using this completely last night on my face after my shower, and it is so good. I got this as like a Sephora birthday gift, and it has gone with me on so many trips, and I've used it a ton back here at home, to the point where I would definitely get this again in a full size. But I think they did another birthday gift last year, re-upping, so that's really nice. I'm gonna keep this little container for travel as well because it's cute and it's perfect for like facial creams and things. The Water Bank Moisture Cream is much more of like a balmy texture, almost like a thicker, more whipped Vaseline balm consistency. This goes on very velvety, whereas the mask just like gives you pure moisture and sinks right into your skin. I would also purchase this again, and when my skin is super dry, I like to layer them. I do the mask and then I will top it off with this to seal in all that moisture. So good. Now I am a sunscreen girl, and 98% of the time that I'm going outside, I have my skin covered, some type of sun protection. So I brought 3 different options for when I was in California. This is the COSRX Vitamin E Vitalizing Sunscreen, SPF 50. I was using my almost empty container of this, and I have no idea where it went. I might have accidentally left it in California. But the 4 Korean skincare sunscreens I've been using, this is my least favorite. It's good, but it's not as good as these other 2 I'm going to show you. But this is the full tube. You get a ton of product, which I absolutely love. You can often find this on sale at Ulta. Got this because I've been testing out sunscreens to potentially replace my Ulta MD SPF 46, which I love, but I do not like the price. So I've been looking for something that works just as great or even better for a much better price tag. It's a little bit on the greasy side for me, which I don't love. I can really like feel it on my skin when I touch my face. This is the super viral Beauty of Joseon Relief Sun Rice and Probiotics SPF 50 sunscreen. I am almost done with this one. I stocked up on Black Friday. I've been enjoying the official one from Korea, the good stuff. One of my favorite things about this sunscreen is that you can put it on your eyelids, which don't get a lot of love and need a lot of protection because that skin is so delicate. Gently apply this sunscreen to my eyelids and it doesn't cause any burning. I was sold when I heard that. So I love this one, But even more is the Beauty of Joseon Release Sun Aqua Fresh SPF 50. And this one's a little bit lighter on the skin than the original. And it gives me just pure moisture. I don't really even feel it on my skin. So I'll be comparing all three of these plus a mystery fourth one that I've yet to crack open the seal on for some really good affordable sunscreen options. Some extra contacts that I thankfully did not need. And last but not least, the products that I brought for my hair. Very surprising. I did not use anything on my hair this entire trip, you guys. I opted for my go-to style if I'm not going to be able to do my hair for at least a week. My tiny twist. This is my favorite protective style. Let me show you guys what my hair looks like. John was pulling and playing with my hair and it still lasted and looked so good. My sister-in-law was even like, your twists look extra cute this time. I have not put anything in my hair in 2 weeks since I did these twists. Not a drop of oil, not a nothing. It looks so good still, which I am very happy about, because with me doing a lot of moving while Will is gone on his trip, I don't want to have to worry about my hair. Theoretically, what I brought to put in my hair if I needed it were a few different things. Namely, every time that I go out of town, whether my hair is a mini twist or if I have it loose and curly, I bring one of my Sorrento Beauty creamy oils. Just like I always mention with the creamy oil, it is unlike anything I've ever used before. No! The creamy oil starts off solid like a bomb, but then if you give a little bit of heat to it, even if you're just melting it between your palms, it melts into this velvety creamy oil, just like the name entails. It has like a little bit of extra weight to it that's just really good for adding shine to my hair, helping to calm down frizz. This is also like a hair perfume for me because it's so potent, and the scents last and last forever because I have a lot of creamy oils that I've had in my stash for years and they still smell so amazing. This one's in the Homemade Punch scent. Taking whatever I can scoop up and putting it on my hair. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. For any sort of refreshing that I thought I might need to do, I brought the Uncle Funky's Daughter Midnight Train Leave-In Conditioner. This gives a nice amount of moisture and also makes your hair smell like Skittles. As far as smoothing frizz and adding shine, I also brought my sample travel size of the Uncle Funky's Daughter Curly Magic. This has been one of my longest used products. It's an aloe vera based botanical gel that has a ton of slip. If my hair is loose and curly, it helps me to detangle a bit. But the moisture is something that really stands out for me. Not only does it help with the look of my hair, but it helps to improve the feel of it as well. This is a sample size of the Bask and Bloom Stimulating Herbal Oil. I love this stuff so much. It has a slight minty feeling to it, so I thought this one would be good for my scalp, specifically if I had any itchies, but I didn't for the whole entire trip. So I have a whole video showing how I do these tiny twists. So that's everything I took with me on my 2-week trip to California. This video was motivation for me to unpack, because otherwise, as tired as I am, these would just stay in the packing cube for the next week or so. So I really hope that you all enjoyed this unpack with me video. Likewise, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so as well. I would love to have you. I upload once a week, usually on Fridays, with some short form content in the meantime, in between time. Hope you all are doing great, and I will see you very soon in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.